Hey everyone, it's me, Goku! Don't forget to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming. Here, you'll find the latest Dragon Ball news and content. Also, don't forget to like the video and follow Unreal on both Instagram and Twitter.
Kakarot! You, Kakarot, you will be the first to turn on notifications. And give this video a like right now, or else I'll destroy you!
With Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 86 now officially in the history books, the ultimate battle for survival and supremacy involving Gas and our heroes now looks to be coming to a close, with Gas now shown exerting tremendous amounts of power by sacrificing his own lifespan to overpower Goku. Goku is now left all alone to face off against what seemingly appears to be a much stronger Gas now than how we've seen before. As with both Vegeta and Granolah down for the count, the question now becomes, will Goku be able to somehow find a way to counter and overthrow Gas before it's too late, or will Gas simply run Goku down and obliterate him just like Elec wanted to by the very end? As a quick reminder before we go deeper into this video, if you just so happen to be new to the channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then I do encourage you guys to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single video posted on the channel, as well as giving this video a big fat thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you simply enjoy the content being shown within the Dragon Ball Super manga and are excited to see what the overall direction of Dragon Ball Super is going to be going forward. And if you would like to learn more and catch up on the previous Dragon Ball Super manga chapters, then be sure to go ahead and click down below in the description box in checking out the official Dragon Ball Super manga playlist, to where not only would you be able to catch up on all of the previous manga chapters that you guys may have missed, but you could also check out some of the previous moments that have unfolded and which had brought us to this very moment in time. So with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for your support, and now let's dive straight into the video. As we kick off Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 86, with Gas now being shown having to finally complete his evolution, with Goku now being shown having to be taken back by this, as this was the last thing that Goku was expecting to come from Gas. Gas now, due to the extreme measures that he was shown going through in overexerting himself just to simply overpower Goku, had now been shown appearing as though he had been fully healed in battle, as with Elec now being shown smiling. That was when, interestingly enough, Elec had then taken it upon himself to leap on back and joining the other heaters to watch this, as we only then take a look in seeing as to how, with Gas being shown having to slowly but surely raise his arm up in the air, that was when out of nowhere Goku was then shown being choked by Gas, as he was only then shown levitating his body upwards. It only now had appeared as though Gas was looking to strangle Goku to death without even touching him on top of that, as we only then take a look in seeing as to how, with Goku being shown having to scream in absolute agony, you can tell that Goku was trying to do everything within his own ability to break free from this, but it appears as though despite Goku's best efforts in trying to move his body, he simply couldn't do so, because with Gas now being shown holding Goku in place as he then went on to look up at him by smiling, it was only from there where Gas went on to then tell Goku, "Behold as your head twists clean off," which even then, with Goku's body shown shaking as he was desperately trying to place his fingers over his forehead, the only other option for escape was for Goku to try to do his best in using instant transmission to get away, in which Goku from there had barely managed to do so, as he was then shown teleporting away from Gas. As quickly as it happened, we only then take a look in seeing as to how Goku had now appeared behind him, with Goku now being shown closing in as he was attempting to strike Gas. It was only from that point on where Gas had managed to backhand Goku so casually without even having having to look at him, which not only had gone as far in stopping Goku in his own tracks, but this one casual backhand to Goku's face was actually strong and effective enough in bringing Goku nearly back down onto his knees, as he was only from there shown holding on to his bloody nose before having to look back up. The very second Goku had done so, in noticing that Gas was no longer in front of him, to Goku's horror, before he could even react, Gas was now being shown having to squat down behind him, as Gas went on to tell Goku, "It's as if every cell in my body is burning away, fueling me. A new flavor of ecstasy." In which only from there, within that very moment, Gas was then shown grabbing onto Goku's skull, and casually from there being shown throwing Goku back, as Goku was shown crashing throughout the Cerulean Forest, as the sheer difference in power between the two now was so evident that Goku was trying to do his best in maintaining himself from flying out any further, in which the very second Goku had assumed that he had escaped, it was only then shown where out of nowhere, he was then all of a sudden caught in a whirlwind-like attack, as his body was shown spinning around over and over and over again, as this too had gone in inflicting massive amounts of damage to Goku's body as Gas was looking to punish Goku. It only from here on out had appeared as though Goku had no chance in doing anything to stop Gas. It was only from that point on where Gas went on to acknowledge Goku by telling him, "You cannot escape this power of mine," as he quickly from there had carried on in firing a blast directly up at Goku. Goku was actually lucky enough in having to avoid this attack, which went on to slice right through his shirt and chest, to where from that point on, Gas was then shown firing multiple energy blasts up at Goku, to where the only other thing that Goku could do at this point was guard himself, as all of these blasts were now beginning to hit him, because with Goku now being trapped in this twister-like attack as he was being fired at from below, the heaters were shown casually observing, with Elec being shown smiling, and with Maki and Oil having a different expression on their face. When it was all said and done, as the twister had subsided, Goku's body was then shown crashing right back down onto the ground, as with everyone now having to observe this, that's when Elec went on to ask, "See? He gets the job done once he starts trying," with Maki responding, "Okay, sure, he's winning, hooray, except something's kind of off about Gas," to where as Gas was then shown grabbing onto Goku's throat and hoisting him up above, Gas then took it upon himself to spawn literally an energy fist right in front of him that he had from there used in punching Goku square in the face, which resulted in Goku's body being shown flying out into the distance, as with the other two heaters having to observe, as they themselves have now noticed that something strange was going on. It was only from that point on where Oil went on to comment, "What's with the wrinkly look? He's totally ancient," with Elec responding, "Not to worry, his power is very much intact. In fact," Elec adds, "he's stronger now than ever before." But even then, with Goku now being shown standing back up, Goku is not willing to back down, because that was when Goku went on to respond to Gas by telling him, "Your body and your power are way out of sync. My power has been liberated from my flesh," as he was only then shown kicking Goku up above. Goku from that point on had quickly gone to maintain balance, and from there being shown dashing right back down below, as we only then take a look in seeing as to how Gas had now gone in spawning two gigantic energy fists above him, as he only from there had gone in welcoming Goku's attack by dashing right back at him. It was only with Gas being shown smiling and with Goku looking very serious right before having to collide, they both from that point on had stopped in noticing a random energy blast heading right for them, as they were both from there being shown quick enough in stopping by backing up as the blast went right past them, with everyone including the heaters from that point on having to try to figure out as to where this came from. We only from that point on finally get to see how Granolah had now re-entered the fight yet again, as he was now shown fully healed but also at the same time shown huffing and puffing and trying to catch his breath. Goku at first had appeared to be very happy to see Granolah, as Goku went on to shout, "Granolah!" So whatever Elec says, cocky of him to show up again after refusing to die, in which surprisingly enough, the very second Granolah had then gone in dashing back into the fight, instead of going after Gas, Granolah from that point on had quickly gone to punch Goku in the face, which from there had left everyone speechless, especially Gas, as he was trying to figure out as to what the heck was going on. It was only from there as Elec was shown laughing, where he went on to respond, "Haha, still holding a grudge against the Saiyans, huh? Smart choice there, Granolah. Kill him for us and may maybe I'll toss you your old jobs again. As this exact comment did not go on to appease Gas at all, because with Granolah now being shown having to stand over Goku's body, that was when Granolah had gone in lifting Goku back up by responding, "As I dreamt, I too heard your father's voice," he says. "Now, you need to let me do what I must," Granolah adds. "Are you willing to wager it all on my strength?" As to even he himself was trying to figure out as to what Granolah was doing, we only then see how, to the surprise of Gas and the Heaters, how Ultra Instinct Goku and Granolah were now shown standing side by side, with Granolah at that point being shown charging up for his most powerful attack, with Elec now being shown more annoyed than ever before in assuming the position that Granolah was in fact going to help him. It was only from that point moving forward where Goku went on to tell Granolah, "I'll keep Gas busy until you charge up enough power to bring him down." "Thank you," Granolah says, in which the very moment Granolah had gone in leaping up towards a nearby cliffside, a furious Gas was then shown dashing right back down to Goku by shouting, "Not on your life!" But even then, despite Gas's overwhelming power having to trump Goku, Goku from there still was shown powering up and dashing right back at Gas to distract him. We only then quickly see how Gas had gone in creating yet another massive energy fist, as he was from there shown punching Goku, with Goku barely being able to grab on and hold on for dear life. So, as a response, Goku ended up kicking Gas in what appears to also be that of a key strike, because this also went on to hurt Gas visibly so, because now Gas was angry, and now Gas was looking to turn it up even more against Goku, in which he did, because right after initially having to go as far as to spawn his first energy fist, that was when Gas had proceeded to spawn yet another energy fist along with energy legs, and continuously being shown striking Goku until he hit the ground below. That was when Gas quickly followed through by having to stomp directly down on Goku with his gigantic feet, in which literally had gone to create a massive crater, with Goku now being embedded within it. But even then, Gas was now shown breathing heavy, he was bleeding from his stomach, and the very second he quickly went to turn his head in noticing as to what Granolah was up to, that was when, to Gas's horror, he had then realized exactly what Granolah was planning, as Gas went on to comment, "No, how is he doing this? How does he still possess such strength?" To where that was when Gas had responded by throwing an energy blast directly at Granolah, but it only appeared as though there was a shield that was now protecting Granolah, and this shield had come from none other than Goku. In a similar like fashion to how Goku had protected Vegeta, that was when Goku went on to tell Gas, "Guess what? Nobody's given up on beating you down." And Gas was pissed, because from there, he ended up firing even more energy blast at Goku, which had gone to rain down upon him, as Goku was shown screaming. There was nothing for him that he could have done at that point, because essentially enough, he was already in the ground. Gas was just virtually blasting him over and over and over again, until that was when Gas's body was shown having to break down little by little as he was shown shaking, as Granolah went on to respond, "No, not yet. I'm not ready yet." But even despite being very exhausted, that was when Gas had gone to now redirect his attention at Granolah by telling him, "What a shame." But before he could do anything to Granolah, it was only from there where, out of nowhere, Vegeta had rammed his way into the fight by headbutting Gas and throwing him off his game, which not only had resulted in both of them having to go down, but that was when Vegeta had gone to turn his head by shouting, "Any day now! Charge up fast or else!" Vegeta! "Oh, let's help him out, Oil Maki says," to where even the Heaters now had tried to intervene by jumping in to help Gas, but then it was almost as though hell had frozen over, because now Monaito was shown having to intervene by telling them, "You're not getting past me." "Listen," Maki says, "no generic green old man is gonna stop us." But then, before she could finish, that was when Monaito had proven himself to be actually useful in this story, because the second he had gone and sticking his arms out and putting both of them to sleep, that was when Monaito went on to comment, "Hypnosis is my one and only combat skill." "Almost ready, Granolah?" "I sure am," Granolah says. "I've charged up way more energy than he could possibly handle," he says. To where all a while in the meantime, we then see how Gas had managed to stand back up, but it was Vegeta who was grabbing onto him and trying to hold him in place, because the entire point of this was to have Gas remain in place for Granolah to fire his attack with. But the second Gas was then shown throwing Vegeta on over to the side, that was when Elec went on to comment, "You wouldn't. Firing that blast near the ground would destroy planet Sorel, the home you hope to protect." But it was only then, as Goku had appeared to be knocked out during the course of this engagement, where Goku had managed to tap into his own subconscious, and from there being shown reigniting his massive gigantic key hologram, aka the Susanoo, as this itself had appeared now behind Gas, with Gas not even having to be aware of it. This was in fact the first time Goku had gone to do this since battling against Planet Moro in the previous arc, in which the very second Gas had stopped and turning around to see this, that's when Gas went on to ask, well, what now? But then, before he could do anything about it, that was when Goku's massive key hologram had gone in, grabbing onto him and holding him in place, in which during that point Gas was desperately shown trying to struggle in breaking free, but he couldn't, in which as we only then see how Goku's gigantic key hologram was then shown winding his arm back and getting ready to throw Gas, with Granolah then being shown having to charge up for his most powerful attack behind him. Goku from that point moving forward was not shown having to waste any more time, because the very second Goku's massive Susanoo-like hologram had gone in throwing Gas up in the air, Gas was from there shown being launched up so high that he almost went out of orbit, and from that point on being shown lingering above the planet as Granolah was charging up for this attack. Granolah from that moment on had known that he had Gas locked in his sights, as Granolah went on to shout, damn it, my eyes still damaged, my vision's all blurry. Allow me to assist with aiming, Oatmeal adds. Oatmeal, a bit higher, Oatmeal responds. Do it, Vegeta shouts. Granolah, shoot! As with Granolah finally having to lock onto his target, that's when Oatmeal went on to shout, there, fire! And that was when Granolah had not wasted any more time by launching this gigantic attack up at Gas, to where as Granolah was shown putting everything, his heart, his soul, everything that made him who he was into this attack, the very second we then see how he had gone to fire this thing above, the only thing at that point that Gas could have done was look down in absolute horror, as he could do nothing to prevent this from hitting him, as with the massive explosion then seen having to rock the entire planet, we only then see how Granolah had grabbed onto Goku and Vegeta in making sure that they weren't blown away, as this attack was so powerful that virtually nobody else could have survived it, which was what Granolah was aiming for, to where finally as we then see how Maki and Oil had woken back up, that's when Maki went on to ask, what just happened? Where's Gas? Has he done it? Vegeta asks. He sure has, Goku responds, to where even then with Oatmeal finally locking onto Gas and noticing that his body was in fact having to descend on down back onto the planet, the very moment Gas's body had then gone to hit the ground, that's when Granolah went on to tell the Heaters, I didn't kill him. I'm not out for revenge anymore, not against anyone. But Gas will be out cold for a few days, so take him and leave. Never darken our doorstep again. Which at this point the Heaters had no other choice but to do exactly that, to where as Goku and Vegeta were then shown slowly approaching Granolah, that's when Goku went on to respond, that was wild, Granolah. I'm sorry for everything, Granolah responds. It's a little too late for that, Vegeta says, as we only then see how a friendship and union was born, with Gas's body shown lodged deep within a crater, as interestingly enough with Elec nowhere to be found, as it was only right then and there during that moment where Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 86 then comes to a close. Now, after many months in witnessing Gas go back and forth with Granolah, Goku, and Vegeta in fluctuating his power to see which one of them was in fact the strongest, it looks as though everything now had caught up to Gas after exerting himself so much during the course of this battle, to where it inevitably caught up to him, which I'm actually kind of glad to see Goku use that massive Susanoo key hologram of his in being in what led to Gas's downfall, by having Goku literally throw Gas almost off of the planet entirely, by then having to see Granolah be the one to kind of put Gas down once and for all. However, one of the biggest tropes that I have for this chapter was seeing how Granolah had decided not to extract his revenge on the Heaters, especially since all of this is solely due to the Heaters being responsible, specifically Elec, and being the one that orchestrated everything to begin with in bringing Goku and Vegeta onto planet Sorel to fight Granolah, and even as an extension having Elec go as far as to nearly murder Granolah. And for Granolah to kind of let that go is definitely a trait that he must have picked up from Goku, because this is something that Goku typically does in just going about the idea of letting his opponents go, or at least giving his opponents a second chance to kind of change. To where down in the comment section below, what I want to know from you guys are 3 specific things, that being number 1, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being absolute trash and with 5 being phenomenal, what would you guys rank Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 86 on a scale of 1 to 5? Question number 2 is, what exactly do you think happened to Elec now that we essentially see that he's nowhere to be found? Because with all things considered, it looks as though the story isn't going to be over, at least least now with Elec having to be roaming about by escaping. In which lastly, question number 3 is, do you think that Gas as an end result should have died by the end of this chapter rather than essentially staying knocked out now from what we understand will be a few days? In which, even though we understand that Gas is nearing the end of his lifespan, do you think that by the end of it he's just simply too dangerous to keep around and that he should have been obliterated by Granolah rather than being knocked out by the end? I want to go ahead and get your thoughts about this manga chapter down in the comment section below, to where again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. Thank you all so much for your time. To where, as always, if you guys enjoyed, then be sure to scroll on down below and give this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing that like button. Also, if you just so happen to be new to this channel and love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you guys to scroll on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. That way you guys never miss a single video that is posted onto this channel. Tune back in for more, because so as long as I believe Elec is still around, I think that this arc might continue, in which may actually lead us into the next arc after this, which we are essentially bound to find out hopefully within the next few weeks, maybe within the next few months, as to what that is going to be about. So you might want to tune back in to find out what that's going to be about, because it's only going to get interesting from here to find out where this story is going to go, and hopefully they do have a cohesively well-written narrative going forward as we enter the new arc. So again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. Thank you all so much for being here, and with that said, I will be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.